Hello boys and girls, I've just cut a piece of wire off my roll and I'm going to make something with it. You'll see what in just a moment. So I'll just pop it here for now and pop down my pliers. In fact, they can go in my tool belt. Yesterday we started our two garages, our cardboard one here and our wooden one over there. Now I did some searching on the internet and I found some little pictures. Here's a picture of a petrol pump man ready to pump petrol, and here is a picture on my little soapbox of some other petrol pump bowsers. I've glued those on. So we're going to put that in this side and we'll stick this one on the back here first, just so it looks really like a real petrol station. You'll see if Linda can get down under the roof there. I've got that side finished, little petrol pumps, and my car will be able to drive in there. And the same thing will happen over here on our wooden version. In fact, I've got a car just here, my little Morris Ute, ready to get some fuel, but look, there's no petrol pump for it there yet. But we're going to have this as a petrol pump, and that's why I've been cutting my piece of wire, because I thought it'd be a great idea to have a real little pump coming out of there that we can put into the Morris to fill it up with petrol. So what I've done is made a loop on the end of my wire, and then I've cut a piece off, and I'll just get my cutters again and I'm going to snip that off. And look, I've made a little petrol pump, and I'm going to tie that on with some string, some black string from here. And I'm going to make another petrol bowser, because I've already made the first one. Have a look down along here. Here we are. This one's going to be the first one. It's going to go here on the baseboard. Glue that on. And of course, once you've filled up the car with petrol, let's just put some petrol in the car here. Then we can hang that up on the other side of here once it's glued on. So that'll just hang in here like so. There we are. So that's going to be glued on here. And then the roofs are going to go on here, a bit like the ones on here. That one's done. This one's got to wait until it's got those bits glued on, and then it can have its roof too. Now yesterday we talked about a new word for you, lamination. Do you remember that word, lamination? What did it mean? It meant layers stick together. Here's a whole lot of laminations glued together to make a thick solid. Remember I showed you that in case you didn't have a block of wood, you might have wanted to make one up out of cardboard instead. Now interestingly, our plywood, the plywood that I'm using for the baseboard here, is laminated wood. 1, 2, 3 layers, all glued together to make it very strong and make a fine finish on the outside. That's called plywood. It's very strong indeed, and that'll make a great toy when it's finished. Now let's just go back and have a look at our plan for our petrol station. There's the front that we're going to work on, and I've already started that. I've cut this out of a piece of cardboard and I've drawn on the windows. I haven't got the big sign yet, and I haven't got the car wash sign, but I have cut the hole in the door, or hole in the wall rather, for the cars to go through the car wash. So let's have a look at that so far over here. It's all cut ready, and I've even put some bricks on the front. Along here, there's the windows, just like on the plan, and here's where the car's going to go into the car wash. And I'll have a big sign up here and a sign car wash over here, and the cars will be able to drive in through. We'll put a door on here, the cars can go in through the door and they'll come out the back when they've had their wash. So we're well underway with that as well. That's going to have the roof put on, by the way. Let's have a look at the roof. It's got a lovely white roof. It's going to go on here. And then we're going to, hopefully we might even have a ramp coming down here so we can come up and park the cars on the roof after they're nice and clean. You might have wondered Well, I had my old boot on the table. You might have spotted it in the background when we were filming before. Well, doing a Bowser this way, there's only one way of doing it. You could come up with lots of ideas. I thought I was going to use an old shoelace to start with, that's why my boot is here. And it was later on that I thought of having a wire and tying the string to it to make that petrol pump. So it'd be good for you to come up with your own ideas for making that. It'd be great. Now, I've got a really big surprise for you today, and that is a big cardboard truck that Sasha gave to me. And here it is. I'm just going to grab it. Look at this beauty. All of it's made from cardboard. Spectacular, isn't it? It's a big Kenworth. It's got a big bonnet here, big grille, wheels. It's even got the petrol tank. And there's a toolbox on the side. Big wheels on the back, all made from cardboard. Look, the laminations there. Lots of laminations. Cardboard. All just glued together. It's got a big flat deck. It's called a flat deck. Exhaust pipe. Look at the exhaust pipe on that. Big muffler. Exhaust comes out here. The mirrors for the driver to be able to see out. What a spectacular truck that is. Isn't it wonderful? Spare tyre under there. And a number plate. Headlights on the front. All made from cardboard. Isn't it spectacular? Well, tomorrow, boys and girls, we're going to finish our 2 garages, and then of course this one will be able to come back, this wooden one will be able to come to the preschool when we're all allowed to come back to preschool, and it'll be all finished and ready for you to play with. And of course the cardboard one can come too, just so you can see it. So that's great, and I'll see you tomorrow when we finish off our project.